und herzlich willkommen zu meinem Podcast Erfolgsfaktor Mentale Stärke. Ich bin Norin von Dein Höhenweg und ich möchte dir mit diesem Podcast einen Einblick in das Thema Mentalcoaching und Mentaltraining im Reitsport geben. Ich möchte dir Mut machen, dich inspirieren und dir zeigen, dass du mit deinen Themen, ganz egal wie groß oder klein sie sind, nicht alleine bist. Und nun wünsche ich dir ganz viel Freude bei dieser Episode. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Podcast-Folge Erfolgsfaktor Mentale Stärke. Heute darf ich euch wieder einen ganz besonderen Gast präsentieren, denn der Podcast hat tatsächlich Geburtstag. Ein Jahr Erfolgsfaktor Mentale Stärke. Ich bin unglaublich stolz. Ich möchte mich an dieser Stelle bei allen bedanken, die uns jetzt seit einem Jahr die Treue gehalten haben. Und ja, mein heutiger Podcast-Gast ist kein anderer als Nils-Christian Larsen. Und für die ihn nicht kennen, möchte ich ihn kurz vorstellen. Nils ist gebürtig aus Norwegen und lebt aktuell in Dänemark auf seinem Hof Kronholt. Wer Nils nicht kennt, ich werde ein bisschen was zu seinen Erfolgen sagen. Er wird sich euch auch gleich selber vorstellen. Also Nils gehört zur absoluten Spitze in der Islandpferdewelt und wurde in Norwegen bereits 5-mal Reiter des Jahres und in Deutschland sogar Sportreiter des Jahres. Er hat unzählige Erfolge wie nordischer Meister im Viergang. Er hat mehrfache Europameistertitel auf dem Eis erritten. Er hat 2015 3-mal die Silbermedaille auf den Weltmeisterschaften gewonnen, eine Bronzemedaille im Viergang. Er ist 2009 Weltmeister mit Quika vom Forstwald bei den 7-jährigen Stuten geworden. Er hat mehrfache norwegische Meistertitel und in 2023, also im letzten Jahr auf der Weltmeisterschaft, Bronze in der Fünfgang-Kombination mit Gustav vom Kronshof. Also ihr hört schon, es lässt sich endlos weiter über Nils erzählen, aber ich möchte ihm an der Stelle die Möglichkeit geben, sich einmal selber vorzustellen. Nils, welcome and thank you for being here and please, introduce yourself to the listeners.
Thank you, Norin. It's a great pleasure to take part in your podcast because I think that you are doing a really good job. I think that you are what the market needs. We need, of course, good riding, we need good horses and so on, but we need this mental training. But introduction of myself, Nils-Christian Larsen is my name. As Norin said, I'm from Norway, living at my yard here in Denmark called Kronholt. Yeah, I love my life and love my job. I have like 15 horses in the stable. I breed a lot. We have 7 mares in breeding. I teach a lot all around the world. Yeah, do everything with horses. Really happy with it.
Yeah. And how did you get to the Icelandic horses? Why Icelandic horses?
Yeah, why not? I think it all started. I have also a sister that is she's a bit older than me. And in our neighborhood, it was a mixture of big horses and Icelandic horses. And then I got to try one Icelandic horse. And I remember it as it was yesterday because it was a really good horse. It was just like super powerful, so sensitive, amazing ride. And that gave the taste for something more. But until I really started with the Icelandic horse, I had big horses, and I started in that direction. And I think also important to remember through all of my journey, it was like when I had my big horse, I didn't get a saddle because my mother she asked my sister, if I needed a saddle, and then my sister said no. He can ride without a saddle. And then my mother, she was just like, because she was not a horse woman, so she was just like, oh, but your sister said you need a saddle, so you have to ride without one. And I wanted to ride, so then I got to ride without the saddle, and then I got to organize my balance, and I couldn't try to do more than I could handle, and I had to define the limits, and so it was a learning, it was a process. But then later on, when my mother, realized that I maybe needed a saddle, then it got much easier. Then I could do better things, more things, and so on. So that's, that was the fire in me. I wanted it, I want to do this.
And you also ride big horses. What is more challenging?
What is more challenging?
Icelandic horses or big horses?
I would say it is maybe more consequences with a bigger horse. because it's size. And the breed is also, it's much more nerves in the breed. So, we are quite spoiled with very good temperament on our horses. We are also spoiled with quite good balance in our horses. They are quite well built. And with the bigger horses, they are, when they are much more on fire and they're much more sensitive, if they just get us, if they're tired, hungry, if they get stressed, if they get a cut, anything, they are just like, ah. But it would be also cool. It would be also, if you are equally strict with an Icelandic horse or take the consequences with an Icelandic horse, you will also, of course, have more success. If you are if you're doing it in the same way as you do with the big horse, I think that's, how should I say, recipe to success. But it's also, there are more gears in a bigger horse. You have more gaits in an Icelandic horse. So as the trot, you have the trot on spot, or you have the passage. You don't have only trot,
You are such a successful rider. And what does the mental strength mean to you?
It means everything, because if you are not true to yourself, you're not true to your own riding. If you're not happy with yourself, you are not, happy with your surroundings. If you don't express good energy, then, you have a partner there. You have a horse that you need to be in your team. So if you don't have the control over your mental part, it's also difficult to control your team member.
Werbung. Dieser Podcast wird gesponsert von der Firma PS Sattel und die Firma kenne ich selber schon seit vielen, vielen Jahren sehr gut. Ich reite selber mit PS-Sätteln. Ich durfte schon oft auch von dem Superservice von Patrick Stamm profitieren und die Sättel vereinen die modernsten Anforderungen an einen Islandpferdesattel mit dem höchsten Sitzkomfort für den Reiter. Und sie werden nicht nur von Fachleuten wie Tierärzten und Osteopathen empfohlen, sondern auch von Islandpferdeliebhabern geschätzt. Und auch von mir gibt es an der Stelle eine absolute Empfehlung. Seit über 10 Jahren bin auch ich zufriedener PS-Sattelkunde. Werbung Ende.
And then, of course, because it's an animal, you are also really, you need that player in your team to really perform, even if you have maybe 100 spectators, or if you have 10,000 spectators, you really need to be this avatar connection to your horse. So if you're not mentally there, you're not in balance physically and mentally, it's you are actually chanceless. And I mean, every day I'm struggling or aiming for perfection. I have it in my mind, the perfect slow tilt or the perfect circle, the perfect relaxation. I have to imagine, what does that look like? What is my goal? And then work towards that goal. So I think this mental part of it is just something that is really important to focus on or to have in mind. Because if you cannot imagine what is the perfect circle, what are you then doing on the circle? That is just such a waste of time if you don't have it here. What is the perfect circle? And you're just riding on the circle. If you're not hungry to make change, if you're not hungry to see the details, that's not also totally fair for the horse if you are not aware of what you're searching for.
And how do you prepare for competition?
Good question. The ideal preparation would, of course, to have time to relax your mind a bit, to eat good, to rest, but then when you have a yard and you have a lot of horses and you have poles and coverings and you have a big business, then it's also difficult to, to take it more easy or to calm down before the competition. But that would be the goal. But I think, the mental, of course, the goals for the horses, they are clear. I know the goals for any horse, any gait, and so on. But it is also it's all of the fine details. I go to the competition areas where I feel safe. For example, I go to events that I know that maybe the warm-up area is a challenge. Maybe then I don't choose that competition. Maybe then I choose another competition. And I quite often have success at Kronsoff, because on Kronsoff in Germany, it's the conditions are super. The stables are good, the area is good, the collecting ring is good, the track is good, then all of the conditions are there for me to perform. Not all places are as good as this, but it's like that. Maybe take the important horses to those competition, and the younger one maybe to the competitions where we just go more for relaxing or training and getting the experience. So I think like how to prepare for a competition is many aspects to really to prepare as good as possible. It's more like for every individual competition, it's more easy to say exactly what I do, but in general, it's a bit, yeah, of these things that I try to focus on.
And do you have some special routines or rituals?
Maybe I should have. I don't think I have, but it's all about also, the rituals. You have to have the energy at least. I mean, like this is also a competition. Yeah, we need to have the skills, that's for sure. We need to have the horse. We need to do it correct, 100%. But if you're going to have the X factor, if you're going to have some expression, you need the energy. That's why to sleep and eat and to be in balance is really important, because if it looks like you are riding with the head down, looks like you're in a funeral, of course then you don't express joy, happiness, energy. I want this, I want to win, I want to do good. That is a challenge. After I learned meditation from you, that was actually really, that has helped me a lot, not only for competitions, but to like reboost, because you don't have so much time to like sleep because you need to work. But then to do this self hypnosis is really recharging the battery.
Yeah, and clear the mind.
Yeah, I think clear the mind and just like open up and breathe. Just like be in yourself, reflect, be true to yourself. And also like my my trainer there, Julio Borba, he's from Portugal. They have another culture than we have, which is quite interesting because they are so proud of themselves. That mentality that in Scandinavia we should not be proud of ourselves, because we have so many laws, rules that we shouldn't show off or we shouldn't be proud, and we should just like shut up and be happy. But in Portugal they are just like so proud of their work, and they are proud of their clothes, and they're proud of everything. They have this, they clap themselves on the shoulder. And that has also inspired me actually a lot from my trainer, that is Julio, that he's really just like teaching me to appreciate the things that I appreciate, my own work. You can do this. I think that is also like something that we need to practice. We shouldn't do it if it's not good, of course not, but yeah.
And is Julio your equestrian role model?
That was a good question.
Or who is it? Do you have one?
Who is
Who
it?
is it?
I'm also curious. Who is it? I think if I can answer a combination,
Mhm.
I would say like a combination. Julio is like one of them, 100%, because he has the passion, he has the drive, he has the skills, and he has like, the access to the horses like very few people I have almost ever met. He has the magical touch, I would say. And also like very open, not judging anyone, anything. So such a fine human being. I would also say like Ulil Amble is one of them, also Norwegian. Also, of course, super good to ride, super good to teach, super good to breed, super good in everything that she decides to do. But just like this, the fire that she had moving to Iceland, 16 years old, with her riding pants as her only thing with her from Norway to Iceland. And now she has this mega farm on Iceland. She's one of the most successful breeders of the year, 100 times almost in Iceland. She has just like this mega overdrive, dedicated to up to 10, really just like she also does it with her heart. That's a big difference if you're just like pushed by the money or if you do it by the heart. And then I would also say, I also have to mention Frauke Schenzel at Kronshof. I think also like she has it, the overdrive to family, to the farm, to her employers, to the horses, to the clients, to everything. And this drive is what is inspiring, the fire in those people. They have extra that we need to have if we are going to be good. If you have like workers, without saying too much negative, workers are like, when are we finished working? That is sometimes the question. And that is like for us, for those three people that I mentioned, there is never a question of when the work is finished, because it's never finished. If you're going to be good, it's just like rock on, just like be good, do it. It's not like 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, then I'm finished, because if you want it, you just like make it, fix it, work it.
My favorite question is, do you know stage fright?
No.
No. When are you nervous?
Or should I say yes?
No, I don't know.
I'm not nervous actually, because I am well prepared, if I'm allowed to say.
Yes, you're allowed to say.
Yeah, I am actually never nervous, because I feel if I enter the competition ring or if I go anywhere, I only go if I am prepared. It doesn't mean that it needs to be good or success or whatever, but when I go, I know I have done my best. I don't need to win. I can easily be number, 5 or 10 if I just know that I have done my best. I am prepared, and this is reality. It is many riders that could be better than me, but now I want the experience. I want to take my horse on the trailer. I want to drive to the competition area. I want to see how it is. I want to get the experience, and then I have to be realistic also to say that, okay, maybe this time for this horse 6.5 is maybe realistic, but then I know 6.5 in the international competitions are number 20 or whatever, and then I can easily be happy with that. I can be happy with that if that is the goal, but I'm not leaving from here with a horse I'm realistic, think 650 is good, or realistic, and then I don't hope for 750, then I would be disappointed or maybe get nervous. And I am also like, I think it also helps to be, I think it helps to get older actually, because also now I don't care what other people think. I do the work for myself and for my clients and for my horses. So if somebody thinks I'm not good, or if they think I ride too bad, or I'm too fat or too ugly, or I don't care actually.
Too fat or too ugly.
Yeah, but you know how social media is today. They are just like commenting like crazy. I mean, for us that are professionals, I mean, when we ride, we get so much hate for people that are mentally not in balance, So then we hear this a lot.
And was there never a situation where you would have wished more calmness?
Your calmness could actually be, I don't know a situation right now, but it is like sometimes you get really eager because you really want it. That is sometimes that you're just like, you want it so much, you can do it. And sometimes you also overdo it or underdo it, or you're not focused enough. That has been many times without me knowing. For example, that's a good example. I will give you an example. Because like at the World Championship in 2015, I was riding Victor Fradisa, and I got 3 silver medals. How is that possible not to win when you win like 3 silver, And I was like, if I had gotten 0.5 higher from one judge, I had won, because the difference between number 1 and 2 was 0.003. But I was just so happy with my horse. I was just like, I was riding for myself. I was actually not riding for winning, even if I wanted to win. I was riding for myself. I was riding in the balance I had myself, the balance that the horse had. But I think the biggest change, also like the winner, he was really riding to win, and he gave more than I did. So maybe if I had had been more eager, I think I would probably have won, but I was still very happy that I rode as I did. But that was a time that I should maybe have done a little bit more if just the winning was the goal. But I felt like I won for myself, even if I was number two.
But what does it do to you when all eyes are on you and you recognize it?
All eyes are on me. Is that like positive or negative?
A positive, maybe. You are riding into the competition and all eyes are on you.
Yeah, but then I'm just like focused. I don't see the other ones.
And how do you keep the focus?
I don't know. Yeah, but the list of what to do is just like so long. It's just like I don't know, 100 things to do, so I don't have time to I don't know, to look around or to see what others are seeing, or I have my to-do list. Say if I'm just like able to smile and ride and do my to-do list, I'm actually very happy. Because it's not always yeah, but it's not always that I have time to smile or to have the extra energy, because sometimes the to-do list is just like so long that I need just like to concentrate. But that also like requires a bit, if I know the horse very well, we are connected in a good way, so then I have more like of the extra energy to like reflect more out. But with new horses, I don't have time for it.
And what would you recommend to a tournament newbie?
I think also like quite often people also are not well prepared, or they are not prepared, or it looks like they have challenge actually knowing exactly what to do. They ride the wrong tempo, or they don't use the track, they don't position well, they do like mistakes that they shouldn't do actually if they had written the rules and prepared themselves, because it is not easy just to do a test without actually knowing the guidelines, knowing what the judges are searching for, and so on. Even I read the rules quite often just to like read me up on the rules, because sometimes I'm just like, why did I just get, I don't know, 7, or why did I just get an 8, or why, because I had maybe higher aims, and then I have to read the rules again, and then I can like, yeah, now I remember, yeah, this was not good enough actually. So I think like for all new beginners or for anyone, I think just to read, to like, yeah, read the rules in between, or to talk to some judges and get guidance from judges is also really good.
And preparing.
It's really everything, but it starts already in the daily work. How to prepare your work, how to prepare your week, how to prepare the next month, how to prepare the next 3 months, 6 months. What is the goal? That are just like, I ride 5 times a week. That doesn't say me anything. I'm just like, oh, good for you. you know
Have fun.
yeah, exactly. Enjoy. But I would say it is also different from, everything that I say now sounds maybe very, I don't know, easy. Or if I have clients that own my horses, they pay me for riding their horses, they pay me for going to tournaments, they also expect results. I cannot ride those horses without making any change. I cannot ride those horses without having a plan. I cannot have those stallions without having a business plan, because everyone is just like, oh, you're so lucky. You have so many good horses. And it's just like, yeah, I feel very humble and grateful to have the horses I have, 100%. I really almost have to pinch my arm every day that those horses are here. But we have those horses here also because we have a plan. There is a plan with all of the horses. I'm not just like riding 5 times a week and just for fun. We need the horses also deserves to be treated properly, and they also deserves to get the chance to develop. They are not just here that I brush the dust of them. They also deserves to shine.
And when you ride horses from another owner, do you have a performance pressure?
No, I often get that question actually, because I buy quite often quite successful horses with other riders. And then everyone is always asking me this question if I feel stressed or blah, blah, blah. But I actually don't, because I want to live now. I want to enjoy life now. So I want horses that I already know can perform. I don't prefer a younger horse that maybe can perform or maybe not. I want a horse that can perform now. And for example, as I have bought, or we bought, Gustur from Frauke. I mean, he won the world champion and world championship in 5-gate and blah, blah, blah. But of course, I don't have the same skills as Frauke. I can never ride a horse like Frauke can. But I mean, Frauke can also never ride a horse like I can, So it's just like different. Yeah, maybe there is somebody that thinks that I ride him worse than Frauke, but I don't ride that horse for them. I ride it for me. So if they think I ride it worse, I don't care actually. I do my best and I don't feel the pressure. I just feel the joy. Actually, there is no pressure because it's not fair to compare a performance with two different riders. We just have different skills. So no, I'm never nervous. I'm never nervous for that actually.
Never nervous. Yeah, that is so cool. And Niels, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for life, actually. And that is maybe, how should I say, too soft to say. But I'm really grateful for a lot of things. I don't have any more family, for example. My parents don't live anymore. So I'm actually also that's why I don't take it for granted to be here either. I am actually very happy to have my life. I am actually also very grateful for doing exactly what I love. I love really my job. I don't have a job that I don't like. I do what I want to do every day. This is what I have dreamt of since I was a child. So, I am actually living my dream. I am also grateful for having these partners, that like I have here. I saw that I have my hoodie on. And this is also my partners that really, support me in my daily work with everything here on the farm, So this is also like a thing that I'm grateful for. And yeah, it's probably a lot of things that I should be grateful for. It's a big question. What are you grateful for?
Oh, for my health.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
For my daughter.
Yeah.
And for my ponies and my little dog, and that I can do a job I love.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
I had an accident for 2 years ago, which I broke all of the ribs and a part of the hip. So it was quite a harsh accident. And, I didn't have any feelings in my leg. And in the beginning, I was in a wheelchair and crutches and blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly you can just see such a quick turn of your life. I was just going to ride, the last horse of the day. I had been on a tournament, everything totally perfect all day, everything a dream situation, and then suddenly it just like, bam, changed your life totally. And then I was just like, shit, how can it be? How can it happen to me? I was just like, So that's why I think it's also, to enjoy life, to live life, be to others as you want them to be to yourself. Be friendly, be kind, don't judge, just behave. Be happy with yourself. And if you're not happy with yourself or true to yourself, work for it. Nothing comes for free either. This is just for everyone. So I think I learned a lot in this period, I would say, because I took a lot of things for granted because I am strong and I'm never sick, and I can work all day long or evening or whatever. I have almost no limits when it comes to work. I can really work. But then I was like, oh shit, remember to live life a bit as well. So I am actually grateful for just a lot of things.
And the last results, you told me.
Exactly. I'm also so grateful because I'm number 1 on the world ranking list in 5-gate. Yay! And with diesen Produktionsab. And I'm also number one in, I have the highest results in B-flokker in Guiding Academy with my stallion Fenrir Prophet. So it's unrealistic good day actually today.
Congratulations.
The results are also, it's important to be, of course, grateful for the results as well, but so many things to be grateful for.
Nils, thank you so much for your time and our interview. And like every one of my guests, you have the last word to the audience. What else would you like to say to them?
That's a good question. I mean, as we have been reflecting a bit over here today, be true to yourself. That's like, for me, at least number one. And it's also like, some of the sayings, the ones you meet on the way up, you meet on the way down. So, it's all about behaving, be friendly, because you don't know the struggle of anyone, So it's also, just be friendly to people. I think that is also like, with the social media as we have now, I feel there is just like so much frustration. It's so much hate. It's so much disrespect, which, my mother and father, they were very strict. They were kind, but they were very strict. So I was also like never allowed to, say anything negative or do anything, bad to others. So this is also like, I'm not trying to get used to it, but I'm trying to like accept the changes in the world, but I'm not like totally ready to give in on the accept of how people treat other people on social media, because it's so easy to sit home in your living room and write something, but to meet somebody on the street, you would never like, as they comment, on my pictures, how fat I am or how ugly I am or how bad I am riding or whatever. I mean, nobody says it to me. If I see them on the street or if I meet them on competition, they would never walk up to me and like, hey, you fatso, you ride like hell. They would never do it. But then on Facebook, they're just like, you fat, ugly, big man, It's just like,
Dip, dip, dip.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm just like, what's wrong? If you don't have anything good to say, just like, sip it. You don't need to follow me or you don't need to see me or whatever. Just like behave, be friendly. It's enough space for everyone. So I think like we should aim for getting the best out of each other instead of like aiming for getting the worst out in each other. We should just be more, we are all good. So that's the last saying.
Nils, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you as well. We will do another podcast when it's time for it. That would be also cool.
I'm ready. Okay, then thank you very much. And yeah.
I'm ready when you are ready.
Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao.
Vielen Dank fürs Zuhören und ich würde mich freuen, wenn du mir eine 5-Sterne-Bewertung bei Apple oder Spotify gibst und einen kleinen Kommentar hinterlässt, wie dir diese Podcast-Folge gefallen hat oder welche Themen du dir für die Zukunft wünschen würdest.